Welcome to Thought Crimez, baby.
Welcome to Thought Crimez, everybody. This is your man, Prince Solomon, in the building here.
And this is your girl, Sincere Ignorance. What's up?
And we're going to go ahead and review the Family Feud freestyle track by Drake and Wayne. And it looks like two of them are back together. And look, off the riff, I like Drake's verse.
Yes.
Drake's verse was solid. The first time I heard it, I wasn't really feeling it, but that's probably because I wasn't really paying attention to it. So I was automatically dismissive and biased because it is Drake. However, the second time the track was played and I really listened to Drake's verse, I said, oh, it's really good. In fact, I thought content-wise, conceptually, it was much better than Wayne's. Wayne was just basically flexing his lyrical muscles. Pretty much a bunch of aimless banter, though, at the same time.
No 98% aimless banter. 98%. 2% he did address, you know, wealth, of course, wanting to expand.
I took that plane to Dubai. I took that plane to Mullah.
And feeling like his just dues of what is owed. But Drake actually touched more on Wayne problems than Wayne did himself. You know, so yeah, that was interesting. But go ahead, Prince. You have more to say about that?
Oh, no, that was it. You know, and my thing is this with Wayne. Look, creatively, he stumped. I think at this point, we've seen so many, you know, incarnations of the new lyricists.
That Glory track was nice, though.
Yeah, we want something where Wayne can just get really busy on and, you know, kind of expand his subject matter, because when I was listening to him, I actually felt like I was in 2008, and that's not really a good thing. I know people's like, yo, the 2008 Wayne is back. Like, that's cool, but I didn't feel any growth on the record. Actually listening to Drake on that record, I did see some maturity and growth in his bars, you know, but I think with Wayne, you know, I guess, you know, just that fringe set of Wayne fans that are still out there, those Wayne heads, I think they're always just going to enjoy Wayne talking about how many ways he can eat pussy.
I'm starting to like Drake more and more again. You know, I like the moves he's making right now. I like the fact that him and Jay-Z have made amends. They moved forward. I like the fact that him and Puffy doing business together, they've moved forward. I like the fact that he's not into the beef anymore with Meek Mill. You know, I like that line where he said, you know, in reality, why should we really care? Why would I beef with you when we're part of the same blood? You know, we were people who came from nothing. We're trying to make money. I think he's sincere this time. You know, I know, you know, it was like weeks before when Meek Mill first got locked up, it was like, Mace was insinuating, like, you know, everybody was like, yeah, he's just doing that just because, you know, he won and all this other stuff. But, you know, I think his mind is on the right trajectory now. It's like he's understanding what Diddy and Jay-Z is on right now. You know, you heard him saying, you know, I'm listening to Diddy, you know, be on the phone with Colin Kaepernick. He on a different wavelength right now, a different brain, you know, length right now. So he's like, there's a lot of important shit to work, you know, to focus on. He's like, you know, damn, it's a shame. Wayne should have owned half of Universal with all the acts he created and the money he blew, you know, came in, and you know, so it's like
he brought a lot of
to Drake's verse.
He brought a lot of that money in over there to Universal, and it's unfortunate what has taken place with Wayne, just from a commonsensical point of view, where you would think, you know, people should be a little bit more on top of their business. But sometimes when people are smiling at you, or you feel that this is your partner or they're riding for you, sometimes those are the people that are able to go into your treasure chest a little deeper than anyone else. So we do see that. Also, if we go back to with him and Meek Mill, the complexity of Drake's reaction, what he's shown to the public. Again, we don't know Drake personally. We don't know what that man feels or don't feel. So I'm not going to try to say that is the case. But what I've observed, you know, even when he sat down in that one interview and he talked about that beef or whatever the case was between him and Meek Mill, there was a bit of a complexity there. There was a unique dynamic there, because unlike previous beefs where you hear people just like, yo, I just want to crush this person 100%. I like, that's it. You watch Drake at the time, he was angry for other reasons pertaining to Meek Mill, but then you can see even in that moment, you know, it was almost like it was a remorseful approach to it. You know, like even when he said it in the song, you know, when he looks back, he probably is going to be mad that he gave that shit any time, which, you know, kind of indicated that he felt he was above the situation. But you do what you got to do in the moment of battle and war, and then in hindsight, you know, as men, you can look back and say, all right, you know, this is what it was, this is what it was about, this is what it was worth. So what we got in there, Drake's verse was a bit more reflective and introspective
of the title as well.
Yeah, and then see what's going on. Yeah, so I actually thought, you know, bouncing off the concept of the original track Family Feud that Jay-Z did, I think for the most part, you know, Drake pivoted on that very well. Wayne was just being Wayne, and I think, you know, you guys got to accept that this is what Wayne is going to be doing.
Being personal, you know.
Nah,
you think with
it's kind of being guarded a little bit.
Yeah, you think it's a Family Feud track. This is when you open up, you know, you talk about Baby. You
give us some of that, hey, Mr. Carter Wayne.
Talk about Young Money, talk about Baby, talk about even the Hot Boys. You know, you could talk about how, because of family feuding, how you lost out on money, how unwise decisions, like that's the type of track you talk about that. So that's why I like the fact, whether you don't like him or you do like him or you're indifferent towards Drake, I like that he touched on the concept of the song, which is about being open, about family feud. So bringing up bonding again and moving forward with Diddy, or moving forward with Jay-Z, and moving forward with Meek and all that, that pertains to the topic at hand. I liked how he addressed it. Even when he's like saying, you know, I'm building more rooms and stuff for other relatives, and you know, fuck it, everybody in this hip hop game, we all should be able to get money. Yeah. So that's good. That's good.
Secondly, if anything, what he was doing is just, you know, making a public declaration of agreement with Jay-Z. I mean, if you simply listen to the verse, that's what it was.
Yes, it was. Yep.
It was just co-signing what Jay-Z has been saying since, you know, the rollout of the campaign of the 444 album. So I like the track. I like the original track. I love the instrumental. And I always felt like those type of tracks, you have to do it justice. Sorry, Wayne, I give you a F+. Nice try, though. But, you know, as far as like substance, like I think we're beyond the flashy rapper talk right now. Like we don't want to, you know, there's a lot of things we kind of want to hear more of. And I think, in fact, at this stage, people want to hear, you know, the Wayne when he rapped about his daddy Rabbit. They want to hear Wayne when he rapped on some of those introspective tracks on Carter 2. They want to hear Mr. Carter Wayne from Carter 3. You know,
hey, Mr. Carter.
Yeah, we don't want to hear.
So where you been?
Yeah, we don't want to hear, you know, 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne, me and my niggas rich as fuck. We don't want to hear that Lil Wayne. Like, we really want to hear this other Wayne. But overall, you know, I think Drake delivered.
You said Wayne got an F. So what rating would you give Drake for his verse?
Oh, I give him a B.
Good, we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, I give him a B.
I was about to say I give him a B as well.
I give him a B.
It was a solid verse.
Yeah, it was a solid voice, and it was just like I said, it was just to deliver a message. That was it. It was nothing else. You know, I know some other people might try to go a little bit too further into it, but all he was doing.
Oh my God, it's the best verse I ever heard. Yeah. Or that nigga suck.
Yeah,
it's gonna be either one.
Yeah,
when he messed up a clash,
So you know that's what it is with Drake. Hopefully, though, I will say this. Maybe we can get something along the lines of this type of energy for Drake on the next album. I would like to see a much more reflective Drake, a much more introspective Drake on the next album.
Well, let's talk about chemistry. I mean, Pound Cake, Drake and Jay-Z did have chemistry on that track. It was a dope track, one of his best tracks he's created. So, you know, now that since this, you know, beef is squashed, you know, maybe down the line you'll get a Jay-Z and
Drake track.
You know, it may not happen, but it would have been nice to see a Drake and Jay-Z EP based off of the Pound Cake record. I know some of y'all gonna give me hell for this in the chat room.
Oh my God!
I know TC family.
You don't know how hip hop,
but it's okay.
You don't know how hip hop,
because everybody in the TC family is allowed to say whatever the fuck they think and want.
What about Post Malone?
So y'all can disagree or agree. But I will say, an EP with Jay-Z and Drake on this mindset, you know, I would like to see it. You know, I like the Pound Cake track with him and Jay. You know, I thought that was nice.
I thought it was a very solid track, and I think it was definitely much better than their first go around with "We Off That" off Blueprint 3.
I never heard that because I ignored Blueprint 3.
Blueprint 3.
So I'm gonna say maybe I should listen to it to see the L's that can be made with that collaboration as well.
It was just more of a braggadocious track, a flashy track.
Yeah.
It had a nice beat. Timberland, did a good job, but I thought Pound Cake was a much better collaboration.
Yeah, that sounded good.
It was a much better collaboration.
I didn't hear the other one though, but that one sounded good.
In fact, that's one of those instrumentals people just listen to. It's a nice vibe out smoking instrumental. So, again, I think Drake delivered, but I will say this though. If Drake decides to completely grow and do an adult record. Just do an adult record. But I know the dude's in a whole different space, so it is what it is. But it is nice to see glimpses of an introspective Drake. I think, to me personally, I feel that's where he shot. Girl, will you stop it?
Wait. People actually will probably say that Drake has always been introspective. So
true and no.
Okay.
Yes
now,
and
where
no.
Are you going with that?
Yes and no. The reason why I say yes and no, yes, like let's say when we get the 30 for 30 freestyle that we got from Drake. Excellent introspective track. I mean, Drake does study hip-hop, whether people like to admit it or not. I mean, when you quote the likes of MF Doom and Joe Budden, that means you're a hip-hop connoisseur. He pulls from Sade. Not necessarily saying he's on these people's levels artistically, but he does study these folks. I don't know why it's so hard for people to perceive that this boy actually studies music. However, though, we have seen sometimes, not as bad as what we've seen with Big Sean, there's a bit of a slight in the intellectual integrity of the music, so I just don't want to see sometimes with the goofy singles that you tend to opt in for. It's like what we talked about with the Take Care album.
Wait.
Right? Let's talk with the Take Care album, right?
Go ahead. Take Care.
There's some tracks on there where he was very introspective, but then there was some tracks that kind of just set the whole album off, or it went a little bit too long. So what I'm saying here is, if we can try to get that consistency throughout the tracks and we can kind of eliminate the one dance type stuff from Drake, I think we can get a very grown-up adult album from Drake. What is he, 30, 31 now?
He's 30, I think. But here's something that I find interesting, though. Anybody correct me if I'm wrong now, because I could be wrong. But I don't think Drake has ever created a single with Bieber or Taylor Swift or anybody like that, right? It's been...
Didn't he have one with Khaled?
Well, that don't count. That's DJ Khaled. But I'm saying, like, he's had tracks with Rihanna. He's had track with, Caribbean artists. He's had track with R&B stars or indie people that have created great music. Wouldn't you say that actually Big Sean has sold out more than Drake? If we're talking about, Big Sean being with Justin Bieber and some other pop acts that are pretty horrible, even though I know that people said Justin Bieber's latest album wasn't all that bad, it was pretty good. But overall, though, the track that Big Sean made was with Bieber before that so-called growth musically. So wouldn't you want to say that Big Sean has sold out more so than Drake?
I would like to see Drake make an adult album. I think we should. I think it's due. I think he's. You can kind of tell the energy he's running on. Whoa. He's running on a different direction because.
But go ahead.
Well, he's running on a different energy because the usual stuff that he keeps trying to hit on isn't really working for him. It's like Jay-Z when he finally did Magna Carta, and he's like, you know what? Let me drop 444. You see, because there was a period where that became extremely repetitive and redundant, and people was like, let's see a next level from this artist. That's all I'm saying. It's just, let's see a next level from this artist. Yeah, but let's see a next level from this artist. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, but I want you to address like the Big Sean thing.
Girl, damn your question. Don't nobody care about that.
All right, fine then.
Don't nobody care about that.
So everybody,
you talking about who sold that?
You kept ignoring it. I'm just waiting for you to address it.
It ain't about nothing else.
You fucking talk to me like I'm Casper the fucking ghost.
I am.
Am I a ghost?
You got a forehead like Casper the fucking ghost. You got a forehead like him.
All right.
But I will say this though. Musically, contrary to the popular belief how people drive the narrative with Drake, like we've seen him have cheesy moments, but musically I would say Big Sean is he came across as more compromised than Drake.
Okay, that's all I wanted to hear.
You know what I'm saying?
From the mouth of Prince Solomon.
But what about you?
King Carter.
Hold on, Sin.
King Carter.
Sin, before you do that lawyer shit.
What?
You about to get off the air.
I am about to get off.
Okay.
You said your piece.
What about you?
What about me?
See, you see that? But no, I mean, yeah, no.
No, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Of course, we agree that Drake had took some elements from Big Sean, but Big Sean had went way far out to try to be mainstream.
But what about
some
this
of the
though?
Pop artists than Drake did.
Some people may argue, but Prince and Sincere, hold up now. Has Big Sean done anybody wrong in the ghostwriting department?
No, he has not.
Track references.
That's true.
Or adopting style. So some people might say, wait a minute now, y'all tripping.
That's true.
You know, hey,
that's
so
which one do you feel is worse?
But all I just said, I would like to see, you know, Drake kind of go in that direction as what we've seen from these other artists. We've seen it with Cole, Kendrick, and we've even seen it with Hov himself. So, I mean, if Drake can push himself more in that direction and deliver more of these types of verses on similar songs on an album, then I would listen. You know, but as far as I'm concerned, I still think if you're reading this, It's Too Late is his best work. So, anyway, final thoughts, Sincere?
Final thoughts is for you to hit that subscription box, hit it twice, and also the notification bell, so you can be notified when we do our live streams and when we have a video on.
Thought Crimez. When we have a video on Thought Crimez, it appears that Sincere Ignorance did not finish her thought.
I didn't, but it doesn't matter. Just leave a comment below.
I
Peace.
am Sincere's forehead talking right now.
Shut up.
She cannot shut me up because you know why? I am pro-black and proud. Anyway, thank you for subscribing to Thought Crimez. This is your man Prince Solomon with
Sincere.
Peace.
Go to our Patreon for more. And don't bother me.
What business are you in?
I make my bread and butter. I'm pushing.
What business are you in?
I make my bread and butter. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing.
What business are you in?
I make my bread and butter.
I see your jealous and envy. Sorry you can't offend me. Was raised the corner way and I never thought